Hey, good morning and welcome to Rockaritaville. I'm Elle Rock, your hostess. Thank you for joining me. We're going to do a quick coffee and cards with Elle, and we will clarify cards with charms. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Inner child in the house. Uh, I'm feeling really great today, you guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing what the energies are for the next 24 to 48 hours. This is a timeless reading. What that means is that it is current energies. Energies are always evolving and changing, and yet you experience the same ones over and over again in different circumstances. So, this may not be your reading today. This is a general collective reading. If it doesn't resonate, don't take it. It's not yours. If you're trying to fit it into a box and make it be yours, it's not. I read these cards. I read cards as though I'm speaking directly to you. However, I could be talking about someone in your life that you are watching the reading for. So, those are just some FYIs before we move forward. Today, have my coffee. Yay! We're using the Enchanted Map Oracle cards by Colette Baron Reed. She's a goddess. And of course, we're going to do our morning oath of manifestation and our reading out of the Manual of the Warrior of Light. So let's get going. We do this every day on Rockaritaville on Coffee and Cards with Elle. Not the other readings, but this one. So let's do it. Read with me, please. I accept and receive unexpected good, unexpected money, unexpected love, unexpected kindness, unexpected generosity, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, coming in unexpected ways from unexpected places in my life and the life of others. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I accept the principle that abundance and prosperity have already been given to me. My acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. I open wide the doors of my consciousness to receive and to give. It is done now. Through this oath of manifestation, all things are possible. I declare absolutely that I live in a friendly universe that is always providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I open to receive more abundance and to give more abundance than I have ever experienced before. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I am so prosperous, I need never worry again. I am grateful for all that I already have, and I am grateful for all that I am ready to give. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I let the God times roll, and so it is. And that oath of manifestation is written by Reverend Dr. Cheryl Ward from the Agape International Spiritual Center. Today's reading from the Manual of the Warrior of Light by Paulo Coelho. The Warrior of Light has the sword in his hands. He is the one who decides what he will do and what he will never do. There are moments when life leads him into a crisis. He's separated from things he has always loved. It is then that the warrior reflects. He checks that he is fulfilling God's will or if he is merely acting selfishly. If this separation is really part of his path, then he accepts it without complaint. If, however, such a separation was provoked by someone else's perverse actions, then he is implacable in his response. The warrior possesses both force and forgiveness. He can use both with equal skill. All right, that was beautiful. I would call that the yin-yang passage, right? The passage with provocation and divine will. That's gorgeous. I'm interested to see what the cards are. So let's take a peek. How are you guys doing today? I hope you're having a beautiful day. Right now it's Saturday, even though it's a timeless read. It's Saturday, September something, 21st, I think. Getting ready to have the fall equinox on Monday the 23rd. So what do we have for the collective tuning in today? What messages do we have for them in regards to just current energy, what's ahead for the weekend or for the next few days? Just a vibe check. Oh, this is my favorite card in the deck, the Bone Collector. Oh my gosh. So before I just even draw more cards, let's dive right in. What I love about the Bone Collector, and oh my goodness, does this go with the passage that we just read in regards to sort of understanding what we keep in our lives and what we don't keep in our lives, and the premise and the energy with which those exist. The Bone Collector talks about how this being collects all of the truest parts of yourself that are lost from your path, from your past rather, but from your path too. Perhaps you took different paths, and what's just really, this is just glowing for me. I don't know what it's doing for you, but it's glowing for me. You have a lot coming through your crown chakra, and you are recovering your truest nature right now. So, what that means for you is that all of those things that you have lost in your woundings, those truest parts of yourself that you were, the things that you loved, the things that you love to do, all of the things that you trade in to continue having the experiences of growth and adulthood come back to you as you heal your soul. Now, what I mean by that is that all of us get wounded, whether that's relationship love, family, maybe we're let go from a job and that's wounded us. But some part of that relationship or that commitment that we gave our time to may have taken things from us that were inherent to who we are and our divine happiness, that which is deep within our soul. And with this card, the divinity of the Bone Collector is the Bone Collector catches all of those things that you thought that you lost and holds them for you while you go down into the depths, right? The catacombs, to go back and find them in yourself. They're still there, they are still available, and the Bone Collector is holding them for you. That's just a stunningly beautiful card to start with. This is recouping everything that you have lost emotionally, financially, spiritually, maybe health wise, all of those things. And so that's just a really auspicious card to start the reading with. Oh, wow. Wow. Somebody's getting cracked open. So the next card is Wide Open. And what sticks out for me here is kind of the butterfly. She's standing on her rock. Look at that. Like she climbed the mountain. He or she climbed the mountain, and they're looking at the stars, knowing that this divine delivery of their soul essence is returning. Let's see if we can get that to focus. The rock upon which you stand, everybody out there listening to this in this moment, is you. Nobody else, nothing else. Everything that you have, everything that you need, everything that you could possibly want exists within you. And by cracking wide open and allowing that, it puts you in receiving mode. Look at how her arms are. She's just ready to receive, heart open. We've got the color green here for the heart chakra. Wow, that's gorgeous. And again, this is a general reading, so this may only be for one of you. But whoever this is for, it's looking gorgeous. What else do we have for the next? Oh, we had, wow, that's too many. Okay, we'll just take these top. We're getting an extra card here. So we have three pop out here. We have Follow the Leader, Making Choices, and Slow and Steady. That's always great advice. We're going to put this up here because, so the reason I'm matching this with the bone collector right now is because the process of the bone collector is a long one. You are recovering those parts of you that have been lost, and you must open yourself to do that. You have been divinely guided. This is, see this clock here? It's time. It's time to recover these things for yourselves. And I'm really getting here that this has been a long and winding path. And even though you're still on it, you're still in recovery, so to speak, of those lost parts of yourself with the bone collector. So as you recover these along this path here, you've had guidance, whether it be spiritual, friendships, maybe a confidant or a mentor at work. But because of the fairy and all of the animals here, I really kind of get a sense that this has been more the divine guidance of having to go deep within and trust your intuition and your instincts. And whatever it is, the time has arrived for all of these missing parts of yourself that you let go of or that you traded in to potentially please somebody else or to make somebody else's dreams come true and support them rather than your own. Whatever it is, all of it's coming back online and you're arriving. Now, part of this process is always making choices. We have multiple doors that we can choose, and we have doors that are lead us to shadow experiences, and we have doors that lead us to light, loving experiences of the higher order. And one's not wrong; it's just a different experience. There isn't good or bad. There's only what you take away from it and what you believe about it. So as you are making these choices, take your time. Be slow and steady and mindful about it. You don't have any place to go quickly. You don't, unless there's somebody that you have, if you have a work deadline, obviously, but this is deeper than that, I think. This is really about soul retrieval right now, and that's what's happening. So, the the soul retrieval process is slow and steady. It's just literally an inch at a time, and it can feel like there is no progress. And as we know in the mythology of the tortoise and the hare, the tortoise wins because they take their time and they're methodical about it and just keep making process. Whatever it is, you've had some patchy spots on here. I love the enchanted map because they read so synchronistically in regards to the path of your life, right? If you were to look at, say an atlas or just a general map, you have those roads that take you from point A to point B to point C. And that's true in life too. In life, we have those checkpoints. You may have remembered a checkpoint such as your 21st birthday or, your graduation from college or something of that nature, right? They're bigger than that, you guys. I really truly believe that while we do have free choice, that the choices map out our paths. And when we go through a door that might be a little shadowy, that's not for our highest good, the path gets rough. You're bringing lower vibrational energies into your world, and they're impacting you potentially. So let's get this set back up and just do a quick, let's see, where was this? So we had wide open, follow the leader, and make a choice. And of course, slow and steady, this is the pace you're taking it at. This is the vibe that you're in for the next few days and maybe potentially longer than that because your time has arrived and yet you're still traveling the road. So let's quickly just do a quick charm shuffle and see about some clarifiers. So what else do we have in regards to clarifying these cards for the Rockaritaville tribe that's tuning in today? I just stabbed myself with a pin in the finger. What else do we have for the Rockaritaville tribe today in regards to clarifying these cards? Now, the way that I read your charms is that anything that falls outside here is an outlying energy, and anything that happens on the cards is directly related. So let's just take a look and see what we have here. Okay, so over here for the bone collector, we have the friends. And so whoever this is, this potentially could be a friend that's acting as your bone collector who's known you for many, many, many years and is helping you recover those lost parts of yourself, helping you to remember who you are and who you've always been, even if you're not fully embodying that at this moment. You've got definitely support here and somebody who deeply loves you and has your highest good at heart. Now, over here in regards to off to the side for your outlying energies, this is just validating here the path that you're on. Now, this symbol talks about how we start outside like a labyrinth and work our way into the core of ourselves. And as we make that journey, we are also recovering those lost parts of ourselves with the bone collector. And those, those are coming in through memory. That's coming. Look at how illuminated the bone collector is about who you are, where you've been, what you've achieved. Just the true the authenticity of your true self. And you, somewhere along the line, may have lost track of that, and you are on that journey back. Now, for slow and steady, we have here 2 keys. And we're having a little hint of love fly in here, maybe some romantic love. But on slow and steady, we had this key. So maybe there's a couple hearts involved here. But these keys are, oh, I see. Okay, so the keys are here to represent the admission into those aspects of your life to go in and recover. So consider this the key to a storage unit or a lockbox or a diary or something of that nature. This is potentially a lot about self-love too, and unlocking those aspects of yourself that you love. Oftentimes in the world today, people aren't very kind and project their own feelings about themselves onto us in ways that look like criticisms and can hurt our hearts. And when you can hold this key in your hand, the key to your own heart and loving yourself the way that you want other people to love you is really really where you want to start at. And that's potentially a slow process to get there, but you have the keys to open the gates to get what you need here. We have here a snowflake. Now, this means a couple things to me. This could be indicative of a season, so the winter season. So whatever is manifesting for you, you may feel, your complete and full potential in the winter months. That perhaps you're growing through some things right now instead of going through them. It sounds so disempowered, doesn't it? Growing through them. This also says to me, and this is really in my heart, kind of where I feel like this message is coming from, is we learned at a very young age that the snowflake is entirely unique, and millions of them fall, and yet each one is different and has its own imprint. Now the same is true of humans, even for potentially you twins out there, right? um, you, we, me, I, everybody is a total, complete individual snowflake. Your experiences, even if you're a twin and you look exactly the same, your experiences make you different. And just the validation here is just how truly special and unique you are. And whatever it is you're recovering is your true self and your authentic self. And to not be afraid of that, to embrace that. We also have here this is kind of a two becomes one symbol for me. So I do think, again, there's a hint of potentially romantic love here, but it's not here per se. But here we have the rose and some pearls, which is just, to me, the pearl speaks of something beautiful that came through a difficult process. In the shell of an oyster, the pearl is an invasive species. It starts as a piece of sand, and yet it grew into this beautiful, loving, to become one with the middle of the rose there. And the reason that I believe that is because the wedding ring here shows up. So whatever this is, it's some kind of a deep, loving commitment. Also, you've got that, your deep, loving commitment may be your bone collector and your influence, actually. That may be your friend. And, really in terms of intimacy, potentially who could be better than somebody who knows you best. Best friends always fall in there as well. We have, right? Besties in the house. You can be as committed to a bestie as you could be a romantic partner. So, typically this means something deeper and more intimate, but don't let it negate the value of your friendships. We have the thimble here. You may have been very, very protective of yourself, and because these fall off to the side, that perhaps some of those guards are coming down. On the thimble, we have Westminster Abbey here. So perhaps, that's interesting, because what I'm actually seeing here is I'm seeing lightning, even though that's not what it is. And I'm seeing kind of a little bit of a tower. And perhaps there's some confusion or some protection. There's like, while I realize this is Westminster Abbey, what I'm really getting off this charm here are the two towers standing individually, side by side, and they're joined there in the middle. So there's something deeper happening here. Don't know what it is. It might be on a religious front. But there's a little bit of a tower potentially around this. Perhaps you had to give something up to achieve this, or perhaps this might even be what you're protecting yourself from. But whatever it is, there's a lot of just divine support here, you guys. Whatever your beliefs are, I'm not religious, but whatever your beliefs are, your healing is occurring. By his wounds you have been healed, and you you have clearly been wounded and are going through a recovery process. So, what else we have here? We just have wide open. You're just shining and glowing. Vishnu's in the house, which is aspects of living your highest and best life. We have, let's see here, this isn't really speaking much to me. What else do we have here? We have the Pike Place Seattle Brewing Company. So we have a few destinations here. We have London, we have the UK because London's represented. We have the Pacific Northwest. So maybe this is a message reaching out to somebody in those regions. Here off in the middle, we just have something really beautiful happening. To me, this speaks of transmission. It's a crystal. It looks beautiful. It's shining. It speaks to me of these transmissions that are coming through you that are enlightening you about this. And this knight that shows up says to me that you kind of had to probably fight your way through this a little bit, that maybe you had to do a little bit of battle for your soul. So, well done on that in regards to being strong enough and determined enough to go back and recover those parts of yourself. Good for you. Over here in making choices, we had a little heart come in. And that just says to me is when you're making your choices, do it from a place of love versus fear. Regardless of what you choose, when you're choosing from love, it definitely feels better. It's a higher frequency. It helps you to know that that's the path your soul wants to take versus the path your ego wants to take. Here, this is actually one of those little glasses that you use to look at gemstones. My mom used to be a jeweler, and she gave this to me, so I don't really know how it works. But whatever it is, you have obviously taken a closer look at something that ended up being very high value to you, and you are seeing its value. It may have come out potentially as costume jewelry, as this is, but as you examined it closer and you examined yourself and your true soul calling, I think you found a diamond disguised as costume jewelry. So, finally, here on the outlying energies, we have, okay, America, you bet I'm with you. So, this to me is just a validation again of, and what's really, wow, again, this is crown chakra to me. And it's blasting through his head. So, whatever this is, you are receiving really beautiful divine guidance from either your guides, your guardian angels, God, Jesus, whatever it is for you that is coming through. It's coming in hot and heavy. It's helping you to recover those lost parts of yourself. You have the key to do everything that you need to do to make this happen for yourself. You've got love or a gift of love that came in as something more than what you thought it was. You're being asked to take your time in recovering your individuality and your uniqueness. You're being cracked wide open, and you're doing it with the support of the gods and the ascended masters and the angels. You've had to fight for it, and you've had a long, windy road and path, and you have made great choices, it looks like to me from this reading, and you have love and so much surrounding you. So this is just a fantastic reading for either the weekend ahead or the next few days for you. But whatever it is, God bless you. You have done a lot of really hard work to get to where you're at, and you're almost there. You are almost there. Keep staying open. Keep taking your time, making the choices that are the best for you. And trust those who want to step in and help you. And also be your own leader. Don't just follow the leader, be your own leader. So, beautiful reading, you guys. Thanks for kicking it with me for Coffee and Cards with Elle. And you have a beautiful, great rest of your day. Bye.